America is slipping into a quiet breakdown, not from war, not from storms, but from hunger. All over the country, grocery stores are disappearing faster than anyone expected, leaving entire communities stuck in modern food deserts. Shelves stay bare, lights stay dark, and families drive long distances just to find a single loaf of bread. Inflation, constant losses, and rising bills have turned normal shopping into a daily struggle. What used to be a quick stop now feels like a fight for basic survival. From Seattle to Miami, cities are being starved from the inside out. This isn't a small problem. This is a system falling apart. Number 10. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee is sliding into a new kind of desert. Not sand, but empty aisles and dead grocery signs. Once a Midwest food hub, the city now faces a retail collapse that is crushing working families. In 2025, store closures sped up. Pick and Save, Metro Market, and smaller shops shut branches across neighborhoods. State data show thousands of grocery jobs gone, and prices rose while pay barely moved. Running a store has become a losing game. Utilities, rent, and security bills jumped from manageable to crushing. Stores that once paid moderate monthly bills now face huge increases. Theft and waste, called shrinkage, have exploded, costing chains thousands weekly. Some locations are now labeled uninsurable as vandalism and losses climb. The result is simple. Many residents must travel miles to reach fresh food. In parts of the city, the nearest full supermarket sits 5 miles away. Empty shelves are turned into discount corners or left to rot. Food banks report big jumps in demand. This is not just groceries. When chains leave and costs soar, people lose access and dignity. Milwaukee's crisis warns, when basic supply fails, a community's foundation cracks. Number 9. Miami, Florida. In 2025, Miami's shine is starting to fade. Once famous for beaches and waterfront dining, the city now faces a quiet food crisis. Grocery stores are closing across Miami-Dade, from small neighborhood markets to larger chains, leaving many families with fewer choices and higher bills. Rising rents and soaring utility costs have turned tiny grocery profits into a deadly problem. Monthly electricity and insurance expenses have jumped, and imported food is pricier because of higher freight fees. At the same time, some neighborhoods grow richer while others fall behind. Upscale stores thrive near luxury condos, while longtime communities lose full-service grocers. Many shoppers now depend on dollar stores or gas station mini-marts selling costly, low-quality food. Local warehouses and distribution hubs are downsizing, and thousands of food sector jobs have vanished. Food banks report growing demand and more empty shelves. This isn't only about closed stores. It is a warning sign. When fresh, affordable food becomes rare, people lose health, dignity, and choice. Behind the beaches and high-rise towers, Miami risks turning into a city where buying basic food feels like a luxury only the well-off can afford. Experts say the trend could spread if nothing changes. Number 8. Denver, Colorado. In 2025, even the peaceful Rocky Mountains can't escape America's growing food desert crisis. Denver, once known for wealth, growth, and endless opportunity, is now facing a reality many never thought possible. Grocery stores are disappearing, one after another. Recent retail reports show that several King Soopers locations, along with smaller neighborhood chains, have quietly shut down or announced they soon will, leaving thousands of families without reliable access to food. Behind the scenic views and busy breweries, a retail breakdown is unfolding in plain sight. Colorado's grocery prices have climbed more than 20% since 2023, while labor and rent costs have risen even higher. For stores already surviving on extremely thin profit margins, these increases are impossible to absorb. Some Denver supermarkets now report losing thousands every single day because of theft, waste, and soaring expenses. Even monthly energy bills, once manageable, have nearly doubled. Major chains have begun portfolio optimization, a polished phrase that simply means closing weaker stores before the entire company feels the strain. And the hardest-hit areas, East Colfax, North Aurora, and sections of Adams County, are now officially labeled fresh food deserts. For families who rely on public transport or have no car at all, a grocery store over 4 miles away isn't an inconvenience. It's a crisis. Number 7. Washington, D.C. In 2025, the U.S. Capitol, a symbol of power, is showing a quiet collapse few talk about. Grocery stores across Washington, D.C. are closing faster than most notice. Produce aisles stand empty behind locked doors, replaced by for lease signs and dark windows. In 1 year, more than a dozen supermarkets closed across the metro, leaving neighborhoods without easy access to food. The cause is simple math. Rents and lease costs have jumped. Electric bills for medium stores top $30,000 a month. Staff shortages and higher wages raise payroll. Wholesale food prices have climbed. When stores run on tiny profit margins, these costs become deadly. The human toll is harsh. In Southeast DC, families travel 6 miles to reach affordable groceries. Bus routes that once stopped near markets now end at empty lots. People rely on corner shops selling processed, pricey items. Food insecurity in the region has passed 20%. This is more than closed stores. As wealth gathers in luxury corridors, lower-income areas are abandoned. Empty businesses invite crime and fear. Washington gleams at night, but behind that glow, a slow hunger spreads. This is both an economic and moral crisis. Number 6. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis, once celebrated as one of America's most livable cities, now faces a quiet but devastating crisis: the collapse of neighborhood grocery stores. A city proud of community and balance is losing something essential: the ability to feed its people affordably. In 2025, entire shopping centers are dark as stores close one after another. Empty aisles and boarded windows have become the new signs of decay. This collapse isn't sudden or dramatic like a storm. It's slow, silent, and relentless. Costs for running grocery stores have soared. Utilities for medium outlets jumped from $16,000 to over $25,000 a month. Produce shipments are nearly 40% more expensive, and inflation plus higher wages have pushed profits to the edge. For stores surviving on less than 2% margins, it's a death sentence. North Minneapolis suffers most, where nearly half of residents live more than 2 miles from a full-service grocery store. Quick trips for essentials now mean hours on buses, taxis, or costly deliveries. Families earning under $35,000 spend nearly 18% of income just to buy food. As stores vanish, so do jobs, foot traffic, and safety. Wealthy neighborhoods keep organic markets, while poorer areas rely on gas stations and processed food. Minneapolis isn't just losing groceries, it's losing balance, justice, and decades of progress. Number 5, Chicago, Illinois. Chicago's skyline still shines, but beneath the glitter, entire neighborhoods are facing hunger in silence. In 2025, grocery stores across the city are disappearing fast. In areas from Englewood to South Shore, locked doors and boarded-up windows have replaced the aisles that once provided fresh food. The Windy City, long a symbol of Midwest strength, is becoming a center of urban food collapse. The numbers tell the story. Operating costs for grocery stores have risen more than 40% in 4 years. Utilities for large locations now top $32,000 per month, and insurance premiums, driven up by theft and vandalism, have nearly doubled. Supply chain disruptions have pushed staple food prices like milk, bread, and rice up 30% or more. For stores already surviving on tiny margins, these figures are fatal. The impact hits hardest in the city's most vulnerable neighborhoods. On the south and west sides, residents now travel 6 to 8 miles just to reach fresh groceries. Families without cars rely on buses or ride shares costing $50 or more. The loss of stores also means jobs vanish, streets become emptier, and crime rises. Chicago's food crisis is more than economics. While wealthier areas enjoy luxury markets and delivery, poorer districts struggle to feed families. This collapse is a warning. When essential access fails, a city and its people suffer. Number 4, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, once praised as the South's engine of growth, is now sliding into a silent collapse. Behind shiny towers and tech campuses, whole neighborhoods are losing what matters most: steady access to food. In 2025, over a dozen grocery stores across the metro closed, leaving tens of thousands stuck in food deserts. The math makes it clear. Rents for grocery-sized spaces jumped sharply. Energy bills now top $27,000 a month, and refrigeration and repair costs have doubled. Wages lagged behind inflation. For low-income stores, thin profits vanished by 2024, forcing many to shut. The fallout is harsh. In South Atlanta and parts of DeKalb County, full-service supermarkets have vanished. People without cars pay $60 to $80 a week for rides to distant stores. Empty grocery buildings become storage units or luxury gyms, while families lose steady access to fresh produce. Children and the elderly suffer most as healthy meals become scarce. Food insecurity in Atlanta has climbed to nearly 25%. Hospitals are seeing more diet-related illness where grocers have left. This is not only an economic slump, it is a quiet human crisis, a city that looks prosperous on the surface but is losing the basic food that keeps communities alive. Number 3, Houston, Texas. Houston, America's energy capital, is losing power where it matters most: feeding its own people. In 2025, a wave of grocery store closures is leaving thousands of families stranded in neighborhoods that once had plenty of options. The city's sprawling size, expensive rents, and soaring operating costs have made running a grocery store a near impossible task. Dozens of locations have closed or announced plans to exit, leaving empty lots and for lease signs across the metro. The reasons are clear. Energy bills for medium stores average $26,000 per month. Commercial rents have surged past $31 per square foot. Fuel costs for refrigerated transport are up 45% since 2021. Inflation has pushed wholesale food prices higher while shrinking corporate profits. The impact hits hardest in North Houston and the 5th Ward, where residents now travel up to 7 miles just to reach affordable groceries, spending up to $100 weekly on rides. Families rely on discount stores with limited fresh produce, creating a widening nutritional divide and rising health problems. Houston's grocery closures are more than economics. They are tearing communities apart. Empty streets, lost jobs, and abandoned corridors leave neighborhoods vulnerable. A city built on wealth and energy now faces hunger, proving that even the richest metros can crumble under economic pressure. Number 2, Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, the city of lights, fame, and dreams, is losing something far more basic: access to food. In 2025, the nation's second-largest city is facing one of its worst grocery store collapses ever. From East LA to South Central, communities are being cut off from fresh produce as supermarkets shut their doors at alarming speed. Over 24 stores across Los Angeles County have closed or announced closures this year alone, leaving hundreds of thousands struggling to reach groceries. The economics are brutal. Energy bills for grocery stores top $35,000 per month. Rents have risen 50% since 2020. Insurance premiums have nearly doubled due to theft, vandalism, and losses. Food prices have jumped 27% in 3 years, while wages and budgets lag behind. For many stores, every day of operation now means losing money, and when profits disappear, closures follow. The hardest-hit neighborhoods, like South LA, now see families traveling miles for fresh food. Some residents face over 5 miles to reach a full-service supermarket, relying instead on fast food or overpriced convenience items. For the elderly or those without cars, access has become a daily struggle. Food insecurity in Los Angeles County has climbed to nearly 25%. While wealthy areas enjoy gourmet markets, poorer districts face empty shelves and decaying buildings. Los Angeles is no longer just closing stores. It is facing a moral and social crisis, a city of gold tarnished by hunger. Number 1. Seattle, Washington. Seattle, the tech hub of the Pacific Northwest, is facing a crisis that money and innovation cannot fix. In 2025, the city is at the center of America's grocery collapse. Nearly 20 major stores have closed in less than a year, turning whole neighborhoods into urban food deserts. The costs behind these closures are staggering. Operating a grocery store has grown over 40% more expensive since 2021. Monthly energy bills top $33,000, rent averages $48 per square foot, and theft and security losses have tripled, wiping out the thin profit stores once relied on. Inflation has pushed grocery prices up another 18%, making survival nearly impossible for both retailers and residents. The human impact is severe. In South Seattle and nearby districts, families travel 8 to 10 miles for basic groceries. Public transit cannot fill the gap, and delivery fees are far beyond what working-class households can afford. Food insecurity has reached nearly 30%, a record high in Washington state. Meanwhile, downtown towers and luxury condos overlook neighborhoods struggling to find bread. Boutique cafes thrive beside shuttered stores, highlighting the growing divide between rich and poor. Seattle's grocery crisis is more than business failure, it is a warning. Even the wealthiest cities can collapse when profit outweighs people. When food disappears, communities and civilization itself start to break.